everyone, welcome to English with Miss Tia. In this video, we are going to learn folklore. Folklore is one example of narrative text. Folklore merupakan cerita rakyat, termasuk bentuk teks naratif. First of all, let me ask you, do you have any favorite story when you were a kid? Apakah kalian punya cerita favorit ketika kalian masih kecil? Is it bawang merah and bawang putih? Is it malin kundang? Is it si pitung? Is it si kancil? Or Sangkuriang? 5 of those stories are example of folklore, cerita rakyat. Folklore is a part of narrative text. Folklore merupakan salah satu bentuk dari teks naratif. Now let us see what is narrative text. It is imaginative story or fiction story. Teks naratif merupakan teks yang berisi cerita fiksi atau hayalan. What is the purpose of narrative text? It is to entertain the readers or to amuse the readers. It also tells the moral value or moral lesson about the story. Jadi ada dua ya tujuan teks naratif, untuk menghibur para pembacanya, juga untuk memberikan nilai moral dari cerita tersebut. Now we will learn the language features of narrative texts. First, it uses past tense. For example, was, lived, went, etc. Second, it uses action verbs. For example, said, hit, walked, etc. And the third, it uses adverbs of time and time conjunctions. For example, once upon a time, next, then, finally, etc. Inilah ketiga ciri kebahasaan teks naratif, menggunakan past tense atau kalimat lampau, menggunakan kata kerja yang menunjukkan aksi atau kegiatan, dan menggunakan keterangan waktu dan kata penghubung waktu. Misalnya, pada suatu ketika, kemudian, setelah itu, akhirnya, dan sebagainya. Now we will learn the generic structure of narrative text. The first part of narrative text is called orientation. It introduces the characters and informs the setting of time and place. Orientasi memperkenalkan tokoh-tokoh yang ada dalam cerita dan setting tempat serta waktu dalam cerita tersebut. It is usually in the first paragraph. The second part of narrative text is called complication. It tells the problems of the story and how the characters solve them. Komplikasi menyampaikan masalah-masalah yang timbul dalam cerita dan bagaimana para tokoh menyelesaikan masalah-masalah tersebut. Jadi, lebih jelasnya, komplikasi berisi urutan cerita di dalam cerita tersebut. And the third part is called resolution. It is when the problems in the story is solved, for better or for worse. Or it is the ending of the story. Jadi, resolusi ada di akhir cerita, di mana masalah-masalah yang ada dalam cerita tersebut terselesaikan. Bisa jadi lebih baik, happy ending, atau lebih buruk, sad ending. Now let us see one example of folklore from Indonesia. Please watch the following story. A story from West Java called Sangkuriang.
Dayang Sumbi was a beautiful and kind-hearted princess, but sometimes she was very lazy. Her hobby was weaving cloth. One day, her weaving tool fell. Tumong, a male dog, came to bring her tool back to her. As she had promised, she married him. Tumong was actually a man who had been cursed by a witch to become a dog. But sometimes he could turn back to a normal man. Dayang Sumbi and Tumong got one son. His name was Sangkuriang. He did not know that Tumong was his father, because he was a dog whenever he was with him. Tumong always accompanied Sangkuriang whenever he went hunting in the woods. When he was 12 years old, Dayang Sumbi asked Sangkuriang to bring her a deer's heart, but after many days in the woods, he could not find a deer. He did not want to disappoint his mother, so he killed Tumong and brought his heart home and gave it to his mother. Because of her love to Tumong, Dayang Sumbi knew it was his heart, not a deer's heart. She got very angry at Sangkuriang. She hit him with a piece of wood on his forehead, and told him to go away. Badly wounded, Sangkuriang left her in the village. One day Sangkuriang went back to his village. He was big and strong. There, he met a beautiful young woman. He fell in love with her at the first sight. He did not know that she was Dayang Sumbi. She could never get older because she was granted eternal youth by the gods. One day, he approached Dayang Sumbi to propose her. Dayang Sumbi saw the bad scar on his forehead. She soon realized that he was her own son, Sangkuriang. She told him the truth again and again, but he would not believe her. She was thinking hard to find a way not to marry him. Then, she got an idea. She gave him a task which she thought was impossible for him to do. She asked him to make her a lake and a boat in one night. She did not know Sangkuriang had genies to help him to do the task. By dawn, both the lake and the boat were almost done. Dayang Sumbi got very worried. She was thinking hard again to find a way to fail him. Then, she had an idea. She asked the people in the village to burn the woods in the east, so that the light made all the cocks in the village crow. The genies thought that the morning was almost broken. They ran away as fast as they could, leaving the boat unfinished. Knowing Dayang Sumbi cheated him, Sangkuriang got very angry. He kicked the boat so hard that it went upside down. It is now known as Mount Tangkuban Perahu.
Now let us learn to analyze the narrative text entitled Sangkuriang. Mari kita belajar menganalisis teks naratif Sangkuriang tadi. After we watch the story, what do you think? It's interesting, right? This is the text of narrative story entitled Sangkuriang. So totally there are 5 paragraphs. Kalau kita membuatnya dalam bentuk teks akan menjadi 5 paragraf. First, let us see the generic structure of Sangkuriang story. Yuk kita belajar untuk menganalisis struktur dari teks tersebut. The first paragraph, it is called orientation. Let us see. Here there is Dayang Sumbi, Tumang, and Sangkuriang. They are introducing the characters. It includes Dayang Sumbi as the princess, Tumang, a dog and Dayang Sumbi's husband, and Sangkuriang, the son. Di sini bisa kita lihat ada 3 karakter yang diceritakan sejak awal cerita. And then there is one day, and in the woods. It is telling the setting. One day is telling the setting of time, while in the woods is telling the setting of place. Jadi dari paragraf pertama kita juga bisa melihat setting tempat dan setting waktu dari cerita tersebut. Now we move to the second part. Paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and paragraph 4. They are called complication. It tells the problems of the story and how the characters solve them. Dalam komplikasi, diceritakan masalah-masalah yang ada dalam cerita dan bagaimana para tokoh menyelesaikannya. And paragraph 5, we call it resolution. It tells the ending of the story. Dalam paragraf kelima diceritakan bagaimana ending dari cerita tersebut. We can see here, knowing Dayang Sumbi cheated him, Sangkuriang got very angry. He kicked the boat so hard that it went upside down. It is now known as Mount Tangkuban Perahu. Di sini diceritakan akhir cerita. Sad ending, right? Now we are going to see the language features of Sangkuriang's story. Here we can see the word was, came, she had promised, she married him. Those are examples of past tense. Kita lihat ya penggunaan kalimat lampau dalam teks ini. Second, we can see the word asked, killed, brought, and hid, and also told. They are examples of action verbs. Kita melihat terdapat banyak sekali kata-kata kerja yang dipakai di dalam teks ini. After many days, one day, then, by dawn. They are examples of adverbs of time and time conjunction. Kita melihat ada beberapa kata keterangan waktu dan kata penghubung yang menunjukkan waktu. Now let us see the communicative purpose of Sangkuriang story. Apa ya tujuan dari teks tersebut? The first purpose is to entertain or to amuse the readers. Tentu dari teks tersebut untuk menghibur para pembacanya. And then the second is to give moral value or moral lesson about the story. Untuk memberikan nilai moral yang dapat kita ambil dari cerita tadi. So, can you tell me what is the moral value of Sangkuriang story? Apa ya nilai moral dari teks Sangkuriang tadi? First, we must not tell a lie. Jangan berbohong. Second, we must control our anger. Kita seharusnya bisa menahan emosi kita. Seandainya Dayang Sumbi bisa menahan emosinya, pasti tidak akan sampai terjadi masalah tersebut. And third, do not be deceived by lust. Jangan terperdaya oleh nafsu. Kita lihat bagaimana Sangkuriang terperdaya oleh nafsunya untuk menikahi Dayang Sumbi, dan pada akhirnya semua itu gagal. Now, can you tell your favorite folklore? Bisakah sekarang kalian menceritakan cerita rakyat favoritmu? You can retell it with your own words. Then, you can try to analyze the generic structure, the language feature, the communicative purpose, and the moral value of that story. Kalian bisa menceritakannya dengan bahasamu sendiri. Kemudian, kalian bisa juga belajar untuk menganalisa struktur teksnya, ciri kebahasaannya, tujuan teks, dan nilai moral dari cerita favoritmu tadi. This is the end of our video. If you have any questions, please write in the comment. Thank you